Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. What's up? What's poppin'? What's crackin' lackin'? What's going on with Peep Squad? Peep Squad's in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. So let's get it poppin'. Let's get it crackin'. As you guys see, Southern Charm season 6 episode 6 was going down. I was like, OMG. Shep doesn't look like he's in the best light, but basically he gets on Watch What Happens Live and he justifies himself and he thinks it's okay. It's all good. So does Whitney too as well. I know Craig must feel a certain type of way, but Craig ain't taking it laying down. He's gonna stick up, he's gonna defend himself, and he ain't gonna take it. Austen is starting to see the light, and it seems like Austen's gonna start defending himself and sticking up for himself, because that's one of the reasons why he lost Chelsea. It is what it is. I was like, So guys, this live is sponsored by Liz's Jewels. You see Liz's Jewels right down there in the corner of the video. You love this necklace. Look at this necklace. I like this necklace. It's really nice. And then you got the earrings that go with it too as well. See the earrings? And then you have the necklace. See? And it's very light. It feels good. So check out Liz's Jewels. She has bracelets, necklaces, rings, and also chokers too as well, and men jewelry too as well, if you want to give your boyfriend or your man or your boo thing a gift. And they also have like classy jewelry, elegant jewelry, fancy jewelry, and they also have down to earth culture jewelry too as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that down old wood type of jewelry too as well, that reminds you of trees, reminds you of the southernness, because we all watching Southern Charm, ain't we? So it is what it is. What's going on, Peep Squad? So remember, check out Liz's Jewels. Check her out. See the jewelry that she has too as well. I'm gonna be dropping her Instagram and the link down below. So you guys, what's good? What's popping? What do you think about Craig standing up for himself lately? From last season and the season before last, he has been standing up for himself. It is what it is, right? And then Craig and Shep and Whitney, it went down. We got hot dogs and hamburgers thrown at each other. Like, what's going on? It's supposed to be a campfire. You're supposed to get it together. And what do you guys think about Eliza basically breaking it down, telling the truth about being with a man like Thomas, that sometimes, like, you don't know what type of relationship that would do to you. It can either help you or it can destroy you at the same time, just because of things that are going on, because there's women, there's fast life, fast money, fast everything on top of that, and then they're the center of attention and everybody bows down to them and things like that. They're a part of the good old boy club, they're the privilege. And so Eliza was just breaking it down like, yo, you don't understand what it does to your psyche, you don't understand what it does to your mind, being with a man like my father and being with a man like Thomas, because your whole world changes, everything changes, and then you need that oomph again, and then you go searching, because it seems like Kathryn ended up with a new man that has scandal and has some things about him just like Thomas, but he didn't do all the things that Thomas was out here doing too, nannies and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But let's get into the episode. Let's talk about Patricia. Did you see Patricia pull up to the drive-through, in a fancy car, her Rolls Royce and everything, and she's chilling and everything's going down? I'm like, OMG, what's going on? And then she ordered some burgers and a fries, and her butler said no ketchup, and the guy was like, no tomatoes. There's no tomatoes on the sandwich. And he was like, is ketchup on the sandwich? He was like, yes. Well, then that is tomato, baby. I was like, he was looking out for his girl Patricia. Patricia likes McDonald's, she likes Taco Bell, she likes Burger King, she likes these fast food places. Some places she likes them better than others. She prefer fast food than going to France or England somewhere and getting their food. I was just like, OMG, what is really going down? And she was sitting in the backseat of her car because she dares to bring fast food in the house. And on top of that, she wants to eat the food warm. You know what I'm saying? She wants the food warm. So anyway, she's sitting there eating a burger in the backseat of her Rolls Royce with a table with wine glasses and all types of stuff, tablecloths and the whole nine. Talking about, okay, Whitney, we know you wanted to show us that. Okay, Patricia, thank you for showing us that. I was like, OMG, no, they're not really sitting and eating fast food. But she got a little problem because Whitney is a plant. He likes plant-based food. He's not eating meat. He's a vegetarian. He's vegan. And basically, since he's been back home, he's been filling up her refrigerator with no soy, no beans. No soy, GMO and all this other stuff. And Patricia and the butler are just laughing. They like that good old food, whatever it is. And Whitney is not trying to eat that shit. He's not trying to eat it at all. He was like, So she was like, don't tell Whitney that I like Taco Bells. I like this. I like that. So we have that situation. Then we get none other than Cameron. She comes through and she's talking to, Shep, and Shep wants to sell his house. I was like, damn, Shep, you haven't even, well, I guess Shep been in that house for 2 years or whatever, but he's looking to put the house on the market. Basically, he wants to sell the house and get another house, and he's thinking about getting land. And Cameron was like, that's not the thing to do, baby. Don't do that, because it's a money pit. Right now, building something and all the permits and everything that you need is going to cost you. And Craig was like, oh, Cameron just wants to stay safe. And, Cameron was like, he ain't going to listen to me, but I'm the real estate agent. I know what I'm talking about. I know what's going on. Yeah, they going to finesse him, especially for that construction. Remember when Landon was doing construction, or her father was doing construction? It was crazy. But Shep probably feels like he got the right people. He know the right people, but he ain't cool with Thomas no more, so maybe he knows somebody else. Maybe JD will show up in the picture, because JD rent properties too, So, rent and sell properties, allegedly. So, we'll see how that situation goes. So, anyways, Cameron has finally got to it. Cameron has finally been like, you know what? I'm good. I am going to get a nanny. This is too much. I like to have my freedom. I like to have adult time. I want to work. I want to make some money. I want to do something. So basically, she's interviewing a nanny, and she's asking her all types of questions. But she needs a nanny because she was like, as soon as Jason comes home, I just be so happy. But then he'd be so tired, and she was just like, yo, it ain't all what it's cracked up to be. I want to be, a working mom. And she said, I'm not gonna let having childcare keep me from being a businesswoman or working. I'm making money out here in these streets. But she doesn't have to work, but she chooses to work because she's mother, staying at home all day, being a housewife, being a house mother. She's not cool with it, but it is what it is. She is a real estate agent. So, and we find her that she doesn't let nobody drive her precious baby around. Only her and her husband. Even grandma can't drive the baby around in the car. And she was asking the nanny, what's your driving record? The nanny was like, I'm like that slow old lady on the road. And Cameron was like, yes, that's what I like to hear. So I think the lady got the job. And so we have that situation. And then, Shep also talks to Cameron about the situation with Kathryn. Like, Kathryn, what's going on? Like, Kathryn is really, like, too much. Like, the way she's doing Danny, like, it's so messed up. And she's sabotaging herself and everything like that. Cameron was like, that's why I keep her at arm's length. I was like, oh, shit, Cameron. We know Cameron always kept Kathryn at arm's length. Even though she tried to stick up for her and be cool with, with Kathryn. But, Kathryn is really not her cup of tea, and she was one of the main people with the pitchforks talking about get rid of Kathryn. But then she got on the Kathryn bandwagon, and now she's on this wagon talking about I keep her at arm's length. You know what I'm saying? And, Shep is like, yo, she's sabotage all the time. Like, she always hurts the people that's close to her. How's she going to do her friends like that? It's so messed up that they tried to speak to her and talk to her. And then she just brushes off, Naomi. She brushes off, Chelsea and Danny. Basically don't want to have a conversation with them. Don't want to speak to them about the shit. I was like, yep, that's just what it is. She didn't feel like talking about it. And so Shep really feels that, Kathryn's wrong. And she's like a little child and stuff like that. But I guess Kathryn didn't want to talk about it. It was like making a big scene, number one. But Kathryn, everyone's saying that Kathryn might be off the wagon again. She might be, she might be under doctor's order with some type of medication that's different. But her behavior is leaving people like Danny to believe that Kathryn has slipped and maybe she's falling back into her old pattern by doing things that she's prohibited to do by the court. So it is what it is with that situation. But they concerned, and people are speaking about Kathryn when she was on Watch What Happens Live and saying that, she looks like she was under the influence of something. And we already know she was supposed to be drinking and blasting the third. But that's just a rumor. We don't know if it's true or not. People just assuming because is Kathryn and she has a history with substance. So we have that situation. So Shep is talking his junk to Kathryn. Talking his junk to Cameron about Kathryn, but it is what it is. Then Shep, he meets up with Craig or whatever, and he tells Shep, Craig, and Austen, they all meet up basically because they're going on a camping trip. And Shep is like, Kathryn is really wrong for what she did, and basically she's disrespectful, but I'm gonna have to apologize to her because I said she's immature and she acts like a child. And the guys are like, well, Craig's like, Craig was like, I don't think she heard you. Austen was like, I don't think she heard you, or whatever. So it is what it is with that situation. So Shep feels like he should apologize because shit's gonna hit the fan. And also Austen is also in a pickle because Madison has been giving his text message away to his ex-girlfriend, which is, Chelsea. So Madison has been, taking these text messages and screenshotting them and sending them to Chelsea, and he's trying to get out of that pickle. And Craig and Shep thinks it's a bad idea, and she's wrong for that. Like, you shouldn't have to worry. You shouldn't be concerned about somebody, screenshotting and sending your private messages to your ex. And so it is what it is with that situation. But Austen should have never said it, and Madison is being petty, but she's also covering her back too as well, because she knows that Craig, she knows that Craig is not Craig, but she knows that Austen and Shep and Whitney are going to talk about her and say things about her in the circle of people that they do know. So basically she's trying to hold it together and trying to keep it together and make sure nobody pulls a fast one on her. And plus she's friends with Patricia, so it is what it is. She should have kept the text messages, but I wouldn't have done no shit like that. I wouldn't have did that. But she's been trying to protect her reputation because she knows they might try to ruin it. And also, Shep has gone around and talk about, Madison, basically calling her trashy salon or poor salonist or whatever. So she already knows what's up with Shep, and Shep don't like her. So it is what it is. I was like, And Kathryn, she's getting ready to, have a lovely dinner with her new man. I think his name is Joe. He's a lot older than her, and she's having fine china. She got these fine dishes out that her grandmother done left her. And basically, she's sitting on a rooftop because she got a 4-decker house, which costs $6,600 $6,600 a month, $6,600. Oh shit, it's a problem, baby. She's chilling. Somebody's paying for it. She's making some money. She's doing something right. But you already know the ladies don't appreciate her spending her money on that, renting that house, and also that Rolls Royce that she just brought. So it is what it is. I was just like, So then we have, Chelsea. She meets up with Madison, and basically they talk about going in business together. And Chelsea wants to do something else other than just be renting a chair at a salon. She wants to go into business with Madison. Madison was like, I'll think about it. It's hard, it's difficult because she works 6 days a week, and you can't really travel and do what you want to do because you're responsible for the shop. You're the go-to person. So they're thinking about it, but also they talk about how awful, Austen is, and basically how he runs his mouth. And then they talk about Shep being so nasty towards Madison and talking crap about Madison and disrespecting Madison, and basically calling her names and making her seem like she's out here just cheating and doing the wrong thing. So it is what it is. And Chelsea agrees with with Madison. She was like, Shep be out here talking and disrespecting people and treating people like they're crap and putting them down. And Austen didn't defend me when Shep called me a trashy hairstylist or whatever, that trashy salon that she has, that situation. And so, Chelsea was like, yeah, I know he's so scared. And he's so scared to, to stick up for himself against, Shep, Craig, and Whitney, that Austen will let them talk about you and disrespect you like it ain't nobody's business. So it's a problem. And so they both come to the consensus that, Austen is scared of Shep, Craig, and Whitney, and he needs their approval. And basically they can disrespect him and manipulate him and use him, and he don't even see the light of the day or whatever, that they're not really his friends. But it seems like this episode, Austen is realizing that I don't really think that Shep is actually my friend, and Whitney too, especially Shep, because Shep and Austen always competed with girls. It was mostly Shep that wanted to compete with Austen when it came to basketball, when it came to sport, when it came to women. It seems like Shep kind of liked Austen but didn't like Austen. He didn't like the moves that Austen made, like going after Chelsea when Austen was with her, or they end up talking to the same girls, and he felt like, and everybody was praising Austen. Shep did not appreciate that because he felt like Austen is a phony, a fake, and he ain't about nothing. And you know how Shep is, like, he's kind of spoiled, he's privileged and all that other good stuff, and he comes from this background. He thinks he's a philanthropist. He thinks he's this, he thinks he's that, but he will read you in a minute, boy. And he was reading Austen like it was nobody's business, basically. I was just like, yo, that shit is crazy, man. So we have, Madison and Chelsea basically come to the consensus that Austen is scared and he needs to stick up for himself. So it is what it is. And so we got Shep getting ready to go on a trip. Shep buys a rocking chair and all this other stuff. It is what it is. Basically, then you have, Whitney talk about that he used to be in a rock band. Yes, we know he used to be in a rock band, but Whitney compares himself to Justin Bieber. Come on, Whitney. Why are you comparing to yourself to Justin Bieber? He said he was the Justin Bieber of his time. I was like, all right, Whitney, you're doing way too much right now. Okay. So basically they get into this camper. They're supposed to, Craig's supposed to get all the supplies, the food, the meat, the wood, lighter fluid, whatever they use to set a fire, firewood. He only gets one firewood, the RV they and they it's not the best up to date, but you know how many people will want to ride in that RV or take that RV, you know what I'm saying? But basically when you try to close the windows, open the windows, the doors don't really work. It's kind of like messed up. And it's like, what's his name? What is his name? Craig's friend. I don't know if it's his friend starts with a T, Tevin, or whatever his name is, Terrell, whatever. Shep's friend is basically driving and cleaning up the place and basically being like a butler, and he ain't even getting paid for it. So it is a problem. It is a situation. So I'm just like, what is really going on with this situation? It's crazy out there. So then we have that situation with them chilling. And basically it just goes wrong because Craig doesn't have everything that he needs for the fire. The fire looks shitty. It didn't look like a good fire. And basically, Shep is calling out Austen a little bit about the date with Madison, and they talk about Madison while they're on the RV and like, yo, you need to move on. And and Austen said he kind of leaves the door open for Madison to come back, or he hasn't been back when Whitney was questioning him and everything. So then that was a problem. That was a situation. And so but there was like, yo, Shep is the first person. Don't leave the door open for Madison. It's supposed to be over. It's supposed to be done. Don't do this. Don't do that. And so then they move from there. Then they realize, they getting, Whitney got locked in the bathroom. They can't get out the, RV or whatever. So now it's a problem or whatever. And then we get on to Eliza. She's chilling with Naomi. She's chilling with Danny. Danny and Naomi are not feeling Kathryn right now. They're not cool with her. They don't like what she's doing, how she's handling things. And they don't like the way that, she didn't want to talk to him and basically disrespected him. That's how they feel. And they feel like she's throwing them to the side since she got this new man. Her behavior has gone back to the way that she used to act when she was with Thomas. And so they meet up with Elijah. Elijah and Kathryn really don't get along. They ain't cool like that. So we have that situation. And then moving on from that, we have, Naomi is just like, I don't know about Kathryn. Danny, Naomi was like, well, I don't really know about Elijah because the last time we had the dinner and she was acting a certain type of way and saying her things or whatever. But Danny tried to reassure Naomi that, Elijah's cool, like just get to know her. So they meet up to go horseback riding. And you see, they called the place a plantation. Slaves probably used to own that place. It was taken from slaves. They probably had slaves on that property. ADOS all day. We need our reparations because they living on that plantation that, years ago belonged to black people, straight up and down. So anyways, getting back to the story, so they having their conversation, and basically Elijah was like, oh, she don't really fault Kathryn for the way that she is because her father is just like Thomas. They're just one in the same. They destruct, they ruin, they come through. They're like ruins, and a destroy a person being with a man like my father, being a man like Tom, being with a man like Thomas. It's just a problem. Like, it's not a good thing. Like, they can take your character and take who you are and make you roll it up and throw it away, and you try to become like them or be like them or fight for attention. And this is why Kathryn is back out here with this new guy that's a politician, an ex-politician, a senator or whatever, because she's craving that need again because she was fighting so much for that attention. Now she's getting the attention like Thomas used to crave that situation. Then how he messes up how the situation with Thomas can mess up your mental, how they make you feel like they are God, like they are the God gifts to the world, to women, and you're just a part of their show until they get tired of you. So Elijah's basically putting light on the situation, and she don't fault Kathryn at all. She ain't got no beef with Kathryn. You know, she have Eliza had a final destination, you know, type of situation where she got on the she was supposed to get on a plane. Something happened. She didn't get on the plane crashed, and she's still here. So it is what it is with that situation. Then we get back to the then we get back to the campfire, and basically Craig is Craig is trying his best to make everything right, but we know Craig forgets. We know Craig doesn't really put things in order. Craig is unorganized because he has ADHD and he has some other things going on, and plus he's not doing what he's supposed to do when it comes to his pillows. He's not filling the orders. His assistant's doing everything, and Craig ain't doing jack. So Craig plans a trip. Craig already knows that these people are going to dismiss him and talk about him, so he forgets firewood and all types of other normal things to come through. He forgets about Whitney's, you know, new appetite, new diet, new lifestyle as being a vegan and being a plantitarian or whatever. So Shep is throwing, you know, and throwing shots at Craig, basically cracking on the fire, talking about, look at the bird brains going over here picking up the wood. He's not smart enough to get enough wood. He's also saying, like, imagine if you had to depend on Craig in your life. Imagine if you ever had to need Craig. Like, your life would be ruined. You would be up shit creek if that ever happened to you. So it is what it is. Like, he's just dissing him. He's like, he's not smart. You know, basically saying that he's a loser. And, you know, he does losers behavior. And so Whitney's over there taking shots too, talking about, like, oh, nobody wants to eat your GMO food. Look at all that salt you putting on. You don't got enough wood. Like, basically, you are not no cook. You confess that you're this. You confess that you're that. And you act like you got it all together, and you don't. And then Shep is like, look at Austen and look at Craig. Look at them looking for wood. Look at them looking for wood in the forest, and it's wet. Like, basically, their shit is not together. When are they gonna get their shit together? Why are they faking a funk? Why are they acting like they got it going on and they don't? Basically, it's pathetic. And that's how Craig feel. I mean, that's how, you know, Shep is actually addressing Craig and just cracking on everything and just chastising him and picking on him. And Shep thinks, like, you know, I used to do my little brother like this. Is nothing. Once you take it. Whitney was like, yo, why don't you just give it to us back? And then, you know, Craig had a bad time and he was upset and he threw the hamburger or the hot dog over there at Whitney, hit him right in the face. Whitney threw it back. Whitney's like, what? Whitney didn't know what to do. And he was like, and Shep was, I mean, Craig was just like, I'm done with y'all. It's embarrassing to be around you. It's embarrassing to be public with you. You guys are just a mess. And basically, because they have that high sedity attitude, then they talk about sports, and then they're trying to diss, you know, Craig on sports. Craig was like, I got more trophies than you guys got on varsity team. And Craig was like, look at these guys talking about us. These are the kids that never got picked for the team. They're on the sideline crying. And because, you know, Austen and Craig really plays a lot of sports, but also, you know, Whitney did a lot of, you know, training in France and Italy on different kind of, you know, rich people stuff. And then Shep did play sports, whatever, but they haven't been. The couple of seasons ago when we went to Craig's house and they showed us Craig's house, Craig had nothing but trophies and awards and honors. Craig was an A student and an A athlete, so they can't really throw shots at Craig like that. And Craig was like, how was you guys raised? Why do you talk like this over a campfire? And you got Shep talking about, this is what we're supposed to do, give each other shit all the time, but you're disrespecting him, you're shitting on him on camera, on a syndicated show, you're making him look like a buffoon, and he ain't trying to take it. And you got the ladies like Madison and Chelsea talking about how Austen is so scared of you guys. So basically, you know, Craig stood up for himself, and then he went inside the camp or whatever, and then you have Austen. Austen was like, you guys owe him an apology, you should say sorry to him. Now Austen is starting to see the light and starting to see, like, oh damn, maybe Shep don't really have my best interest. Shep does have Austen's best interest, but Shep thinks he's a loser. Shep is a loser in a lot of words, but he's not a loser when it comes to finance and having money and having a privileged life and shit like that. But his attitude and how sometimes he talks to people makes him a loser. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So Austen is realizing, but Austen has proved loser behavior too as well, because he let Chelsea go with the situation with, you know, Shep or whatever. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens next week. Next week is going to get hot in the kitchen, baby. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please check out Liz's jewels. Check out these earrings. These earrings are absolutely wonderful and beautiful, in my opinion. You see them, and then the necklace. Look how nice the necklace is, and it changes colors depending on the light. So you guys, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. I'll be back with basketballs. Basketball wives is in the building. They're coming through. We're going to see what's up with them and what's going on. But I think Shep should apologize to Craig. And Craig, keep defending yourself. Do what you got to do. And Austen, you just need to self-evaluate like you did with your father. Your father done told you, get your shit together. But Austen was able to bring his beer on a trip. And they try to play him for his beer too as well. They try to play Austen for his beer. You know, Whitney did. And you know, Whitney and Shep basically had a real privileged upbringing with money and finance and all this other stuff. And Craig really didn't have that. It was a what do you call, middle class type of family or whatever, but they wasn't poor or anything like that. He didn't grow up in poverty. But if you compare his upbringing to, you know, like Whitney or Shep, they might say it's poverty. You know what I'm saying? And Austen didn't grow up in poverty either, but you know, it is what it is. He's just staying as rich as Shep and, you know, Whitney's family. But thank you guys for watching. Peace and out. Much love to all my peeps and my people.